This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Ladies and gentlemen, I got Big Bubba in the building. Yeah, well, we about to go ahead and break this one down, ladies and gentlemen. We got a short show, about 30 minutes or so. Yeah, come join us. Before we even get started, I do want to let you know we got the Knicks Playoff Lounge tickets available right now. Right now, they're $525 per ticket. They could drop. And if you already bought tickets and they drop, you will get refunded the difference. All right? It's going to be either for Game 2 or Game 5. All right? And we'll make that determination within the next couple of days. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you get your tickets now. There's a link in the description of the video. There's a link tagged to the top of your YouTube chat. And also, if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you'll see information coming out about that. If I have your email, you're in my email list. You'll also receive an email with information. Basically, we'll have a lounge, right? 42 people in the lounge. The price includes food. We'll do a pregame podcast. We'll do a postgame podcast. We'll probably have a Nick legend come visit us at the lounge. All right, so please make sure that, ladies and gentlemen, you join us for either Game 2 or Game 5. And we're going to make that determination as a group. All right, and yes, the price does differ based on whether it's Game 2 or Game 5, which is the reason why the price remains at $525, but it could go down depending on which game we choose to go to. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you get your tickets, right? And it's a fast turnaround. I know we got to have it done by this Friday or Saturday so that we can book the lounge. All right, if we're not able to book a lounge, then everybody will get a refund of their money. All right, right now we have about 27 tickets left. About 27 tickets. Get your tickets, ladies and gentlemen. Again, there's a link in the description of the video. There's also one tag to the top of your YouTube chat. $525 per ticket. That includes a ticket to the game. We'll be in a lounge. You'll get food in the lounge. Probably get a Nick legend or whoever come visit us in the lounge. You know, that's not for sure, but most likely that's what will happen. We'll do a pregame podcast, a postgame podcast, and, you know, we'll just have an overall good time as we watch the Knicks defeat Philadelphia or Miami, whoever it is. But Big Bubba, what's popping with you, brother? How are you feeling, and what do you think about a potential series against Philadelphia or a potential series against the Miami Heat?
Oh my God, I was gonna say good morning, Sam. That's how tired it is.
It's not morning.
Listen, I'm doing well, Sam. I can't complain, man. Blessed to be here, grateful to be here. I'm gonna be real with you, Sam. I'm gonna say it. The Knicks have a monkey on their back, and it is called the Miami Heat. And sometimes, Sam, you gotta go against the boss to beat. The beat is what the Knicks want to be. Sometimes you got to go through it, man. And the Miami Heat have been kicking our butt in the playoffs since 2011 to 2013. We haven't beaten Miami in a series. I think it's time, Sam.
So
I think it's time.
So you want Miami?
I want Miami.
You want Miami? Okay. I want Miami too. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I want Miami because I feel like, and this is maybe dumb to some people, but I feel like Miami is part of the story. It's part of the storyline. It really has nothing to do with matchups for me right now. Right? It doesn't have anything to do with matchups. Right now, for me, Miami is part of the storyline, and I kind of believe in that stuff. Right? Storylines, I feel like feel like it's part of it. So, yeah, I agree with you. I want to see the Knicks face off against Miami. They're the team, the Chicago Bulls had to take out the Detroit Pistons. The Knicks had to take out the Chicago Bulls back in the day. And I feel like this is the storyline, that the Knicks got to take out the Miami Heat. I feel like they got to beat the Heat. I won't mind the Knicks facing off against the Heat. Who's the better matchup? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure who the better matchup is, to be honest with you. Either team is going to be tough. Either team is going to be tough. Matchups aside, and we're going to look at some numbers. All right, but matchups aside, who do you think wins the game between Miami and Philadelphia tomorrow?
Miami, Sam. I'll be honest with you, man. The thing about Miami during this time, Sam, I don't know what it is. They turn it on every playoff series.
Mm-hmm.
Every time the playoffs start, Sam, they turn it on. They turn it into a whole different team. These guys play hard defense. You got Jimmy Butler scoring on all three levels at an efficient level.
Right.
Bam Adebayo, one of the best defenders. Period. Point blank.
Mm-hmm.
You just got so much, Sam. You got shooters. You got dudes that were mopping the floor for Miami like 2 years ago, playing on the team, scoring 30 points randomly in a playoff game. Like, these dudes this is point blank, Sam. These guys turn it on. And I just don't think the Sixers have that kind of level of turning it on or finals pedigree kind of turning it on. I just don't think they have it. I think Joel Embiid still probably beat up. You got Kyle Lowry, that's old. I like Tyrese Maxey. But other than those two, man, I just don't see this team really doing anything as far as, beating the Miami Heat. I think Jimmy Butler's going to, especially when, I think also too, Sam, Jimmy Butler, these are the kind of games where he faces his former teams and he just makes them pay for it.
I know. Listen, I think Miami is going to beat Philadelphia. I just feel like Miami they've been there. They've been in these type of situations, right? They're not afraid of it. They have the coach to coach them through these situations. They have players like Joel Embiid. They have a player like Jimmy Butler and some other guys, Bam Adebayo, who've been in this situation, and they don't fear it. They're not afraid of it. Philadelphia 76ers, they're a little shaky, I feel like, in the mental strength department. They don't have that kind of mental strength. So I'm really giving the edge to the Miami Heat to win this basketball game against Philadelphia tomorrow. You know what I mean? And, yeah, I think the Knicks are going to be facing off against the Heat. They're just they're obviously a championship caliber team. This Philly team, while, they went to the Eastern Conference Finals a few years ago, it's not the same. Jimmy Butler was on that team, right? That's the last time they've been there. They're a team that's kind of finding themselves and figuring out who they are, to be honest with you.
They've been doing that for years, though, son.
They have. They have. They've been doing it for years. So I just don't know if they have the guts to get there.
Yeah, I agree with you, son. Again, this time around the year, Miami just turns it on. And, to be real with you, people don't like to say it. Joel Embiid doesn't show up in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true.
He doesn't. People. I remember a lot of people wanted him on the Knicks, and I'm like, ugh.
That's true.
I don't know if you want Embiid on the Knicks during the playoffs.
Yeah, a lot depends on who's on your team and all that kind of stuff too, right?
That's true.
You can't just say one person didn't show up. It depends on how your team is structured. The Public Enemy, he said Miami Heat will double team Brunson all series. The 76ers defense is much weaker. Maybe that's possible. Miami's going to have some great defensive schemes against whoever they play. You know what I mean? And they'll have some great defensive schemes against the Knicks. I do feel like the Knicks are kind of prepared for, and Jalen Brunson is too prepared for whatever any team throws at them. Whether it's trapping Jalen Brunson, throwing zones out there. But I agree with D Public Enemy though. The Miami Heat is going to throw all kinds of defensive schemes at the Knicks. Because of last year, Eric Spoelstra knows who and what Jalen Brunson is. You know what I mean? So you already know he's game planning for it. But the Knicks are a different team. They have more shooters than they did last year. You know what I mean?
Also, too,
no Randall,
and Sim, I think it's vice versa, too, for the Knicks. The Knicks know what Miami wants to do to Jalen Brunson.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Listen, let me tell you something, Sim. You know who's going to be watching the game the closest?
Who?
Tom Thibodeau.
Oh, yeah.
Because the minute, Sim, I'm talking about the second that game is over and whoever decides, he already has the film. He already got the 4 or 5 games that the Knicks played these teams this season. He's already got that stuff. He's already got that stuff ready. The minute the game's over.
Yeah.
Also, too, I think, and Sim, I think this is a benefit for the Knicks. We played Miami last year in the playoffs.
Right. Right.
We played them,
right.
and they pretty much got the same team.
And see, this is the thing. This is why I'm a big storyline person, right? The Knicks been facing adversity all season long, and they've had to figure out how to win all season long through injuries, through trades, different types of adversity. This is just another one of those things. I mean, listen, let's be honest with you. The Knicks, being the number 2 seed, got a tough matchup either way you go in the playoffs.
Either way
you go, they have a tough matchup. You know what I mean? A tough matchup. So, it's another hurdle for this team to climb, and they've been climbing hurdles all season long.
So can I be real with you?
And at this point, and I know some people are going to say, well, Sim, you're contradicting yourself, right? Because I wanted to avoid Boston, and I'm glad we did. Whoever out there is watching, I'm glad we avoided Boston. But I don't want to avoid Miami. I want to play Miami. I think that's the better team. I want to play Miami because I feel like the Knicks are, it's the story. Once a Knicks said we need to put an end to the story with Miami. Yeah, this will put an end to it. This is the way to do it, in my opinion. Go ahead. What was you going to say?
Sim, I'm going to be real with you. When the Knicks got the 2 seed, I've been like, I texted you. I said, dang, man. Miami, Philly. But then I've been thinking about it these last couple of days, son. You got listen, when you want to be a great team, you have to go through these other great teams. There's no ducking sometimes. There's no, you've seen people. I seen comments from other teams like, oh, the teams play this smart by not playing players. Listen, man. You know what's funny, Sim? I've seen people say, oh, man, the Bucks were smart for not playing again the 3rd seed. Guess what just happened? Giannis isn't playing.
Yeah, I know. Giannis is out for
Giannis is not playing. Right. So people kept saying, oh, we want the Pacers. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's but Sim, man, I'm saying this, man. We've been losing to the Heat in the playoffs since 2011. That's pissed me off, son.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Pissed me off.
It's time.
We got to, son, because you know what? I'm tired of losing to the Heat, man.
It's time.
I'm tired of them talking smack. You got Jimmy. When Jimmy get in that playoff mode, he talks smack.
Yeah.
All these dudes, then how it goes, son. People bring up Pat Riley, and then you get fans saying, oh, man, Pat Riley just would have stayed with the Knicks and da-da-da-da. Nah, man, I'm tired of all that.
Right.
I'm tired of it, man.
I feel you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, versus the 76ers this season, the Knicks, they averaged 104.3 points versus the 76ers this season. Shot 45% from the field, 38.8% from the three-point line, 48.8% from, or they grabbed 48.8 rebounds per game, 25.5 assists, 16 turnovers. Their defensive rating against the 76ers was 92.8 this season. Their defensive rating. Offensive rating, 112.4. Against the Miami Heat, looks a little bit different. 2-1 against the Miami Heat, though. They won that series, of course. Averaged 108 points per game. Shot 48% from the field, 40% from three. They grabbed 40.7 rebounds per game, 23.7 assists, only 13 turnovers. Their defensive rating, though, is 110.5 versus Miami. Offensive rating, 114.1. The games were much tighter against Miami than they were against Philadelphia. Now, it's always hard to say when you talk about the regular season because of, anything that could be happening during the regular season, back-to-backs, this, that, and the third. I will say this. The last time the Knicks played Miami laid it to the Knicks. Right? They laid it to us. And, that was a tough game. No doubt about it. They laid it to us. But I'm confident against either team. Confident we can beat either team. My preference, matchup-wise, a lot of people's gonna say Philly. Philly's probably not as deep. We've seen Tobias Harris fade this season. Really, he hasn't had a good season. He's had a decent season, but Philly fans they're big time down on Tobias Harris. You know what I'm saying? Really down on Tobias Harris this season. Because he hasn't shown up in big games, especially when Joel Embiid was out. Tobias Harris was supposed to be the guy that could step up and give you 30 a game or whatever, to make up for what they were missing with Joel Embiid is point-wise.
Yeah, they paying him like one, too.
They're paying him like that, you know what I mean? And he just wasn't able to do so. You know what I mean? He wasn't able to do so. Will he show up in the playoffs? I don't know. You know what I mean? How will Joel Embiid show up in the playoffs? I mean, he's been hurt. You know what I mean? He's been hurt. He's been, in and out of the lineup. How will he show up in the playoffs? Tyrese Maxey, of course, is going to try to be big in the playoffs. He's going to do this thing. He's going to work to do his thing out there. Listen, it's not going to be a tough matchup, an easy matchup against either one of these teams. Looking at the numbers, who matches up better? Who do the Knicks match up better again? Looking at the numbers, man, I don't know. If you're going by the numbers, I'll say this. Lineup-wise, they probably match up better against the Heat. Just lineup-wise, size-wise, lineup-wise, I think they match up better against the Heat. Against Philadelphia, obviously, Philly can be big. With Joel Embiid down there, it makes it a little bit tougher for the Knicks. But Miami also matches up better with the Knicks than Philly might match up with the Knicks too. Because of the history of the two teams, what they went through last year. You know what I mean? Miami's, in my opinion, a tougher matchup for the Knicks than Philadelphia. They are. Probably a tougher matchup than Philly. Regardless of what the records say and all of that, Miami's going to be coming in healthy. They got the mental edge against Philly. They probably think they got the mental edge against the Knicks. I don't think they do, because I think the Knicks, mentally, the Knicks are just focused. I think they're just focused. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see. I'm actually, I'm rooting for Miami because I want to see the Knicks take Miami out. Has nothing to do with the matchups. It's just that, a grudge match. But if it's Philadelphia, I'll be happy because, like someone said in the chat earlier, you know, you can get to a Philly game for cheap. D. Moore said, I hope Philly wins so I can afford a playoff game. You know, I'm with it, you know, because if the Knicks play Philly, I plan on going to Philly to watch one of those games too. I don't know if I'm going to Miami. You know what I mean? Couple questions, though, just about the Knicks in the playoffs. How are you feeling about the Knicks in the playoffs right now?
I feel good, Sim. I think this team is clicking. We learned that we wouldn't have Randall, and you know, other than that, man, the Knicks have been clicking. OGs, I think the last couple of games we finally got his form back a little bit. I think this rest is really good for the Knicks. Mitchell looked like he's getting it back in rhythm. Hartenstein, I'm at this point, Sim. You might have to pull up the Brink truck up for Hartenstein, man, because this dude, you can't let him go. you can't let him go.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's clicking. I feel good, Sim. I really, really do. This team has been, like you said, dealing with injuries, trades, just so much stuff this whole season, and this Knicks team still managed to win 50 games.
Right.
Look, man, I feel good, Sim. I can't say nothing else, man, because I believe this team right now, even without Randall, they can make some noise.
How much noise?
They can make
How
some
much
noise.
noise? What's making noise? How much noise? What's making noise? You said they can make noise. What's making noise? Eastern Conference Finals, is that making noise?
I'm gonna say it, yeah. I'm gonna say this, Sim. I'm gonna say this. If the Knicks beat the Heat, Eastern Conference Finals, man. If the Knicks beat the Heat, Eastern Conference Finals, man.
And if they beat Philadelphia?
Who do we face?
Huh?
Who will we face in the second? Would it be the winners out of
In the second round, it'd be Milwaukee or Indiana, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. No, still Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah. Here's my biggest concern right now going into the playoffs is that Jalen Brunson runs out of steam.
Yeah.
That's my biggest concern. Will Jalen Brunson run out of steam? I'm concerned
Also,
about
Sim,
that.
I'm gonna be real with you too. And I love Jalen Brunson. That's my cousin.
Come on, stop telling lies now. You haven't you have yet to show improve. So you got to stop.
I will show improve soon.
Don't say that again until you show and prove that Jalen Brunson is actually your cousin. You haven't proved anything. So
anyways,
stop trying to name drop.
Anyways, I'm going to say this.
Okay, before you say that, I do want to remind everybody that Playoff Lounge is available, regardless how much Big Bubba says he's cousins with Jalen Brunson. We cannot get a free lounge.
You don't know that yet.
If he was cousins with him, he would have contacted him. We would have had a free lounge. We would have had tickets, this and that, and the third. But
man.
He's lying.
He blocked me. I ain't gonna lie, he blocked me.
Right. So because he's lying to us.
I didn't lie. I don't lie.
Because Isaiah is lying to us. The lounge tickets right now, ladies and gentlemen, are $525. They could drop depending on which game that we go to. So if you want to reserve a lounge, we could go to game 2. We might be going to game 5. Reserve the lounge. There's a link in the description of the video. There's a link in the YouTube. There's a link in the YouTube chat. There's a link in the description of the video. $525 per ticket. We get a lounge, food in the lounge. We'll have a pregame podcast, postgame podcast. All right. Hopefully we'll have one of the legends come through and visit us in the lounge. It's going to be dope. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be dope. As we're selling tickets and, as we get later on this week, we get to Friday or something like that, we're going to schedule a phone call with everyone so I can update everybody with what's going on. If we can't get a lounge, then your money will be refunded. Okay? Now, one of the reasons why we have put in, a fifth, for game 5 is so that we can have a little bit more time, just in case we don't get enough for game 2. We can say, okay, well, let's go for Game 5. But we're going to make the decision as a group. We'll get everyone together on a phone call so we can talk about it together. And if all else fails, your money will be refunded. All right. So make sure that you get those tickets and reserve them now. We're trying to get, we got like 27 tickets left. We're trying to get them all done by the time we get to Friday, because I'd like to go to Game 2. But if not, I'll go to Game 5 as well. If there's a Game 5. I'm assuming there's going to be a Game 5. All right. And if there's not a Game 5, then you would get your money back as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you reserve those tickets. A link in the description of the video. A link tagged to the top of your YouTube chat. I just put it in the chat once again. They'll be moving. They'll be gone. So make sure you get them. But anyway, go ahead, Big Bubba.
Yes, Jalen Brunson, man, he got to trust his teammate more. I think the last couple of games, I've seen some plays where it was like, and it's plays and stuff like that, but I think that will be a big thing for Jalen Brunson to adjust to, is trusting his teammates a little bit more, passing to the open man. You don't always got to take the shot. And, ISO, I think that was a big problem for the Knicks last year in the playoffs, was there was a lot of ISO, not enough ball movement. And I do know that's how kind of Knicks run their offense. Mm-hmm. But, man, I would love to see Jalen Brunson touch his teammates a little bit more. I think that little bit more, Sim, will put Miami in a spot where they're not going to be.
I think he does trust his, a little bit. I think he trusts his teammates. I do. I think he trusts his teammates. It's just the Knicks, he's the best scorer on the team. He's going to have to get buckets. Jalen Brunson is going to have to drop between 35 and 40 points every night for the Knicks to win the playoffs. I'm sorry. We can talk about he's got to get the ball out to this person, that person in the third. He's the most consistent, most efficient player on the team. He's supposed to shoot it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's supposed to shoot it. What are you going to say? Like, if he comes out and he has 20 points and the Knicks lose, everyone's going to say, what is Jalen Brunson doing? If he comes out and he shoots 15 times, that's 20 points, and we lose, people are going to be mad. I mean, when Brunson has nights where he shoots 30 shots, he's making 15 of them. What are you going to do? He's got to shoot the ball. That's how this team is built right now. He's got to shoot the basketball. So it's just how it is. If he doesn't shoot the ball, Dante doesn't get his shots. Deuce doesn't get his shots. He's got to shoot the ball. Sorry.
You know what's going to be funny, Sam? Someone's still going to blame Randall.
I mean, people are. It is what it is. They're going to blame Randall because, Randall wasn't there. Right? Yeah. But still, Brunson's got to shoot the ball.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear Greg is talking about, he's a ball hog. Get out of here.
Yeah, so I do agree with you. I'm just big on I'm just big on Jalen making the right passes at the right time, which, again, no play is perfect. He's going to mess up. That's just being natural, being a human. But I just don't want him to. If there's a guy open, or is the hockey assist, man, take the hockey assist, man.
He does get the other guy go. He does. Do you know what? I haven't even looked up his usage rate, but it's got to be ridiculously high.
Yeah, it got to be maybe. I would say maybe 35 to 36.
I mean, yeah. It's got to be crazy high. You know what I mean? So. People say he does. I mean, there are times when he takes some bad shots. There's no doubt about it. But you need Jalen Brunson to take shots. I'm not even mad at it. I'm not calling for, we need Jalen Brunson to be more of a facilitator, this, that, and the third. No, we need the man to score buckets on this team right now. That's what we need. Because when he scores, it opens it up for everybody else. When the teams have to throw two guys on Brunson, there's somebody open somewhere. Now all they got to do is knock down the shot. If you don't got to throw two guys on Brunson, it's 5-on-5. It's a little bit more difficult to score because we don't have a whole team of shot creators. You have one real shot creator. Wake up, Big Bubba. We have one real shot creator on this team right now, and that's Jalen Brunson. he's got to create shots because that's going to open up his teammates. So don't listen to Greg in the chat. Greg don't know what he's talking about. You know, it's the truth. Just saying, it's the truth, man. Yeah. That's what has to happen for this team right now. This is who this team is. It's who this team is, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it right now. Now, you know, we get some more players and we have other shot creators, then we find another way to play. But right now, this team is playing the best way that they can to win. You know what I mean? The Public Enemy said, remember, Brunson didn't pass to Josh Hart in Game 6. Instead, he turned the ball over. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But he was also trying to pass to Julius Randle. It wasn't like he shot it. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, Greg said, we will see. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, he said, I will see. Well, I guess I'll find out. You know what I mean? And then and there goes Kevin right there backing me up. He said in Game 6, Brunson did pass the ball, and it resulted in a turnover. Right? He didn't pass it to Josh Hart. He tried to pass it to Randall. It resulted in a turnover. You know what I mean?
I'll be, but you know, hey,
you said
tomatoes.
You said you did what?
No, he should have passed it to Josh Hart, but you know, hey,
he should have. I mean, at that time, Josh Hart wasn't shooting the way he shoots the ball now. Right? He was still kind of hesitant. He's still kind of hesitant. You know what I'm saying? This season, Josh Hart is shooting the ball much more, and he's not hesitating. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there we go. That's my biggest concern, though. Jalen Brunson running out of energy. You know what I mean? Because he's got to shoulder so much of the load I'm just nervous about it. But, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, this is going to be a short show. I definitely appreciate your time. Looks like my internet's acting funny. I don't know what's going on with it. But I will be back on tomorrow. You know, I'm going to do like a game preview and then do a post-game show. You know, another game preview, just talking about the matchup of the Heat and the 76ers, who the Knicks prefer, you know, get some more voices out there. Then I do a post-game show talking about who we match up against. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time. I'm going to let Big Bubba get to sleep. He's tired, always tired. Remember, you can purchase those tickets. Brooklyn Butch said he purchased his tickets. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? And I can't wait to get out there, you know, have a good time with everybody. Lounge tickets, ladies and gentlemen. The link is in the chat. It's in the description of the video. I will see you tomorrow. Big Bubba, any last words before we get out of here?
Hey, Sim, I'll probably hop on the show tomorrow, fully rested, after the Miami Heat and Sixers play. But listen, man, bring me the Heat, Sim. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it tomorrow, too. Bring me on the Heat. The Knicks have to get over this hump with this team facing Eric Spoelstra and the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler. Let's do it. I want them. I'm rooting for the Heat tomorrow because that's who I want Game 1 on Saturday.
No doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm up out of here. Be peaceful. I'll see you tomorrow. One.
This is NBK. Nothing but Knicks. With Sim past the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.